Yo, welcome to the stream. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. It's been a while. I've only streamed once in the last week. I've been completely obsessed with XenMaps, to be 100% honest with you. But now that we finally got the MVP launched today, now we got a lot of work, don't get me wrong. It's like pre-beta. My mic is off the stand, 1 second. All right, we're all good. Sorry about that. What's up, Rolando? Welcome, Clay. What's up, Howler? Welcome to the chat. Hope you guys are having a good day. Gonna be taking a look at the charts here in a minute. I haven't looked at crypto charts in about a week, so I don't know what's happening. Hopefully everything sounds good. Let me know if I need to tweak anything, if the music's too loud, if I'm too loud. I want to make sure it's a good experience for y'all. Life is good and Zen is good, that's for sure. I'm talking about the YSL token. It's interesting because I was actually asking about that, so I'm pretty familiar with it because of when they announced it. You know, when XENIFY first launched and they started talking about their airdrop, I think it was like back in April or May, and it seems so far off that, you know, we'd work through all these chains and get to the point where, you know, it's actually ready to launch the final product. But we had talked about it, and I actually had those same questions, and it's kind of funny seeing people say like, oh, this is something new they added in the last 2 or 3 days. I was asking them about this in like May, you know, months ago when we first started talking about it. But it's a project. It's the developer's first project. You know, it's the first one that they worked on, and you know they want to give back to their community, and they like the Zen community. So I respect them for coming over and building on Zen. So I have no problem with the YSL thing. It's not like they made it up yesterday. You know, I watched Zenith's video, and it was kind of like, oh, I heard about it yesterday, so they must have made it up yesterday and gave themselves 50% of the cut. Like, that's not what happened. This has been in the white paper from day one. Even though I did have questions about that, that did stick out to me. It's not like they just sprung it on us out of nowhere. Anyways, we'll get into all that. I'm excited to talk about XENIFY. But first, let's get started with the crypto bubbles, as always. See what's happening with the price. Now, I haven't looked at crypto in a week, and if we look at the weekly crypto bubbles here, we got some big movers. Why is Luna Classic moving? That's so strange. Terra Classic, that's the Luna that was once over $100, now at 301. We see WeMix up, IOTA. IOTA's an old one. They got some interesting blockchain tech. That's kind of crazy. Up 30% in the last week. Got Radix down 10%. Rose. What is this? What's Rose? Is it Ocean? Oasis. Yeah, Oasis. I think this is an AI project, so that's kind of interesting that they're up 22%. Tau's up 20%. This is a big one. $283 per Tau. Very small supply coin. But yeah. Zoom in on the day. It looks like we got a bit of a red day, but kind of all over the place. Nothing really standing out. We got WeMix up 10% and Tau up 15%. Radix down 7%. I wonder what's going on with Radix. I mean, they had a pretty big pump though, if you look at the month. So they're just trending up, so that's good to see. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. I'm curious to see what these charts look like. In the last show, we kind of drew some TA, and I have not looked at it since, so let's see what we got. It's probably going to be completely off. We'll zoom out. I'd like to start on the daily, see what we're looking like. And yeah, I mean, compared to where we were even mid-September, you know, we were down here at 24,000. It's really hard to put that in perspective, how much we've pumped in 2 months, 2.5 months. September 11th, we were at 25,000. The price of Bitcoin today is 37,600. So that's a pretty, then that's just 2 months. I mean, that's a hell of a pump. And you know, we were kind of drawing it. We had this downward trend. We came above it. We came into it. And then it started deviating. And once we saw this deviation, we're like, all right, let's figure out. We started watching the golden pocket. We watched it bounce on the golden pocket, and then the BlackRock. Everybody started talking about the BlackRock and the FTF and the ETF, and we're doing the ETF watch. So we'll be covering the news there too. We had another rejection this week, but it was actually kind of a good rejection. It was kind of an interesting one. A little caveat to it. So yeah, Bitcoin. I mean, it's kind of looking like it's going to make a move down. So. We drew this. Let's adjust it since it did have a couple pumps up. So that's the first level of resistance I'd be watching, is that golden pocket around 36,700. But we're also on the daily chart. Let's zoom in a little bit. But that's interesting. So I mean, it's really obeying these. We drew this last week when it was down here, and that's interesting. I said, hey, if it holds this, it's going to move, and that's exactly what happened. This is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it just kept testing that downtrend. Bounced right off the Fibonacci perfectly, and we're just consolidating. What I see here, this is interesting. On the 4-hour, we see the stochastic RSI low. We see a wedge forming here. And we see a wedge forming here. Usually when you see that and it's coming down to the golden pocket and the bottom resistance, that'll usually swing up like that. So we might get a little pump this weekend. We'll be watching that, that's for sure. 2 hours ago, Iris Energy acquires 7,000 next-gen T21 Bitcoin miners and deal with Bitmain. That's so crazy that one of the biggest mining companies in the world moved to Akron, Ohio, which is like a city away. That's so nuts. Bitcoin to 40K. Let's go. Do you think we could actually see 40K before Christmas or before the end of year? If you told me that back in September, I would have been like, hell nah, that's lofty goals. But also, if you would have told me we'd be at 37,600 at Thanksgiving, that's wild. That's wild. So yeah, there's a lot of hype in crypto right now, but a lot of times when people start talking about it and get hype in a bear market, you hit these hard rejections. So on this 4-hour chart, you know, rising wedges tend to come down. So if we lose this golden pocket, we could see a retracement down to 33,000, and then people get super bearish. But even that doesn't look bad compared to where we were. It would be a nice correction back to the bottom of the fib. So yeah, let's go. Let's go check out the ecosystem charts. I have not looked at a Zen chart, a DBZen chart. I haven't looked at it. I did make some claims. You know, I got my calendar set up. We have the Python script in the GitHub if you want to grab the calendar file to import on your phone. Turn the music down a little bit. But yeah. We're getting a little pump on X1 again. That's exciting. We'll start with Zen though. Zen on ETH, the big boy. Yeah, you can see this one was kind of lot. That's interesting though. I mean, it kind of came up and it did test the golden pocket, but it got rejected there. But yeah, obviously it didn't play out to our TA that we drew last week. It's really just moving sideways though. I mean, that looks healthy. Kind of flip this around here. Ignore that one pump right there, and I mean that's coiling up like crazy. And this is on the hourly, so it's kind of interesting. I thought it'd fall off already, but it just keeps going. I know, that's because Bitcoin just, and it's dragging everything with it, which is that's what gives it the bullish vibes when the I completely forgot what I was about to say. I wanted to switch the camera and that thought just left me. Anyways, let's go take a look at X1. So I still have a bag of this and I'm just chilling with it. It's kind of like my VMPX. Like those are ones that I bought to participate in the ecosystem, the Zen ecosystem, and since then I'm just holding them. Kind of got this, like, I don't even know. Still doing some price discovery, very new project. But that's starting to look juicy. Making higher lows, making lower highs. It's gonna happen. It's 50-50. DBZen, ooh. But fell under $1. It's still in our pattern though from last week. That's exciting. Let's get rid of this one. And we had this little Fibonacci. So it's really got to get above the golden pocket there. But it's holding 90 cents. That's good to see. I might have to grab some more. Sitting at 94 cents right now. I'm curious to see the rewards. I haven't looked at the rewards either. It's fine. YLS was one in the white paper, but you can burn VZen or YLS for XNF. So I was exploring both options. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's right. Yeah, I did see someone talking about that. They want to buy some. And they said, like, they can't buy it. They must have, either there's no liquidity, or maybe they turned off the contract to prepare for the migration. And maybe that's part of the thing. You know. I looked at it before, though. I was able to buy it at the time. We'll dive into that. I'm kind of curious. But yeah, if they have a function to lock the contract, then there'd be no trading. And they might do that for the migration, so people can't manipulate it. I could see that. It's not very first principles, but maybe they want to be first principles, so that's why they're moving. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. Shield scams like XShiba and Shield XENIFY, so I have PTSD. Yeah, I feel it. I was not on the Zen Shiba. You know, I was very vocal about that. I did not participate in that. I did not like that how all the Zen went to them, and it still did. And they still, you know, they completely disappeared. But what happens to their X1 allocation? They have the wallet that gets all the burn. So they burned all that Zen, and they get the X1 allocation. Their projects disappeared. And that's exactly what we said would happen. I remember I was sitting on the beach in June. Now that's when it launched, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not. If I'm gonna burn my Zen, I'm getting credit for it. And that I didn't participate. And now they got everybody's burn records. But I don't get those same vibes with XENIFY. I really don't. So we see DBZen on Avalanche, just cruising sideways, getting low, 3 cents, oof. What's liquidity looking like? $100, ugh. Yikes. DBZen at a penny, Matic DBZen at 3 cents, Phantom DBZen under a penny still. Pulse Chain DBZen, it's actually holding up better than I thought. I figured it'd be like between like 5 and 10 cents. Currently sitting at a quarter. But yeah, the supply just continues to increase every day. As the supply increases, become less. You know, it's disinflationary. It'll start to level out and find a bottom. Eventually, the supply releases will be so low that the price should turn around as long as there's some kind of volume. You know, when there's no volume and no liquidity. Volume. They made off like Bernie, pun intended. Yeah, they did. And because they could do that, that's why I didn't want to do that. XENIFY, I don't think they can do that. But it is kind of weird how the allocation, you know. Are they using us for exit liquidity because their project failed? And not for us, I mean their community. Like, is everybody that gets airdrops gonna just dump it? And then all the Zenians are gonna be left holding the bag? That'd be worst case scenario. I don't really think that'll happen. That was fifth principle, yeah. That was on principle. What would that word be? In principle? Unprinciple? Like, what's the opposite of principle? Oh yeah, it's trash. And then finally, Titan X. I mean, that kind of played out the pattern we drew. Zoom out a little bit. It's doing its thing. It's kind of interesting. We came down to this support right here. We got above the golden pocket, came down and tested the golden pocket. And now we're moving again. Didn't get up to the target that we drew, but it's right. It's doing the thing. Yeah, I could see those. I get those vibes, Crypto Bro. I feel like they wanted a new community, for sure. But maybe they wanted a. Maybe they're trying to take the best of both. You know, maybe their community didn't like the product, so they like first principles. As long as I don't know. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm being too lenient. Their product's been awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. I use it all the time. Especially when everyone was doing the DB's NFT thing and I was flipping through all these chains. I was using this every day just for, you know, little transactions. But I'll be honest, other than watching you guys and hearing you guys talk about it, I have not looked into it at all. I understand from what I remember when they first were, I don't know if they updated the light paper, but from what I remember, it's basically a copy, not a copy, but it's a similar version of DBZen where it's cross chain. So if you have Zen on any chain, so if you have Zen on Optimism, on Pulse Chain, on Ethereum, you can burn it and then you earn this dollar stable coin. So say you burn $30 of Pulse Chain Zen, then you're going to get 30 VZen, which is tied to $1. So you basically get your dollar worth of Zen at the time. It's basically a receipt that says, hey, I burned this VZen. And once you have that receipt, you basically get rewards for it. So then you're in the lobby, you get the, you know, you stake it in the lobby, and then there's the cycle. And then after the cycle's over, all the people that burned get the rewards. And then I'm sure there's other stuff. You can put it in the staking pool. So it's similar to DBZen in that there's a lobby and you can earn rewards. It's kind of interesting that it's not really a stable coin because it's not like there's liquidity. You can't spend it anywhere. It's really just kind of a certificate that says, hey, I burned $20 of Zen, so I have $20 of VVZen. Or not VVZen, what's it called? Yeah, let's pull it up. Can't do Pulse Chain Zen yet. I feel it. Yeah, see, those are the things I'm not sure about. Or if they might have changed it. All right, we're gonna pop this. I wonder if this is big enough for the data analysis on ChatGPT. Let's see here. So if you don't have the, if you're into the chat, if you use ChatGPT a lot, highly recommend doing the, the $20 a month GPT Plus, because you get things like data analysis, and you can actually like give it files and ask it to organize it. So if you have like 3 different Excel files with different data, you can drop it in here and tell it to give you like a report about the data, and it does it. Or you can, it also allows you to post huge amounts of data. So I'm going to add this entire light paper. This might be too big. This might be too big because of the numbers and the tables and stuff. That's way too many characters, but let's try it. Yeah, that's way too long. All right, so we'll go in pieces. Let's do, I really want to understand, whoops, burnamentals. I love that. It's funny. I'm kind of curious, is this the, have they updated this? Oh yeah, they're actively updating it. So some things might have changed. community from YSL seems like it's DOA. That's true. Hopefully, so are they just getting a huge chunk of the tokens then? Is that how they're doing it? Do they own all the YSL tokens and turned off trading, or? We're going to dig into that. Now I'm curious. We'll do some blockchain sleuthing tonight. They couldn't and do that in XENIFY Telegram. All right, let's see. So we're going to go over the take it down to like the where it talks about the stable coin. Yeah, I'm curious now. You guys got me thinking there's some kind of drama happening. So where does it talk about? All right, yeah, we don't need the list of aggregators. Supply distribution, that should be good. And they have the liquidity pools when deployed from all the fees that they gather. That's so awesome. All right, let's see what our friend ChatGPT has to say. So Clay says, I mean, tomorrow's XENIFY burn lobby doesn't accept PZen yet. Pulse chain layer 0. Yeah, layer 0. They couldn't answer it. XENIFY, burn baby burn. What's up, Tazenian? All right. So what do we got to say, ChatGPT? I specifically want to know about the YSL token, how it relates to the supply distribution. Is it fair? And first principles crypto? There are two communities, the YSL and Zen. Is it an even and fair distribution for both? Or could YSL be taking advantage? I think it's a fair question. I should have meant to more op Zen. Yeah, for sure. I feel that. The YSL token, part of XENIFY's ecosystem, plays a unique role. Daily burn auction. I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's the same project as Zen, but it doesn't have the Zen. It has the YSL. In terms of fairness, the fairness of the distribution model for YSL tokens within XENIFY's ecosystem hinges on the alignment with the project's stated principles of fair launch. If there are no pre-allocations for founders, team members, or early investors, and if all participants have equal opportunity. And I guess that's the big question today. So is it an equal opportunity? Can we go buy it right now? Or are people the ones that had YSL, do they get the opportunity? Maybe we'll look into that. Maybe we'll try to go buy some YSL tokens tonight. You know, or did they turn off their contract and they own all the supply? You know, maybe that could be a red flag. We'll go look at the wallet distribution because it should all be on chain. We should be able to find that information. Let the data speak for itself. So even distribution, whether the distribution is even and fair for both YSL and Zen, depends on the auction mechanisms and token rewards are structured. If both communities have equal access to participate in these mechanisms and earn rewards, it's considered fair. So I guess that is the key. You know, both communities have equal access, but does our community have access to the YSL tokens? And are they cheap? Can we buy some? There's always a potential for one community to have an advantage over the other, especially if the mechanisms to acquire or utilize the tokens
He's on fire!
There's always a potential for one community to have an advantage over the other if the mechanisms to acquire the tokens disproportionately favor one token type.
Shut the fuck up!
So yeah, ChatGPT thinks it is unfair if we can't go buy YSL tokens. And they have an advantage. Because YSL community members, they have YSL and they can go buy Zen. But if Zen community can't go buy YSL, then the YSL community has an advantage. According to ChatGPT. This is not my opinion. So token interaction, the interplay between YSL and Zen within the ecosystem also matters. If the burning of YSL directly influences the value or utility of Zen, or vice versa, this interdependency must be placed to ensure neither community is unduly advantaged or disadvantaged. To determine if YSL's integration into the XENIFY is fair and adheres to first principles, it's essential to consider the transparency and accessibility of the distribution mechanisms.
He's on fire!
The equality of opportunity for both YSL and Zen communities to participate and benefit, and the balance and token utility and influence within the ecosystem, which we know that's basically the same. We know the mechanisms and how the product, how their whole thing is cross-chain swaps. So we know the token utility is the same on both sides, but that's interesting. This is a new, this is definitely an eye-opener. All right, so let's go look for this. YSL token. I bet it's on their GitHub. Let's just go back there. Interesting. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like FUD this or anything. I love those guys. Like I love their utility. I did have some problems and they were available. Shout out to Simran. You know, those guys are awesome over there and the whole team. So I have nothing against it. You know, to me, they're innocent until proven guilty. So what if we do? Do you guys know the website? Is there a website for it? YSL token cross-chain deflationary. I think that's good enough. Is it YSL or YLS? Okay, so here's the YSL. Okay, so this is how we can find the contract. So we go to the YSL airdrop. What chain? They're on Ethereum. Arbitrum. That's interesting. Need some ARB scan. All right, so does this wallet, this is the wallet, only has 18,000 YSL. But now we know the contract, so let's dive into it. So here's our YSL contract. Maybe. Oh, this is the airdrop contract. I see. Because they're airdropping, or wait. Let's try the next one. That's kind of fishy. Yeah, this says the contract was deployed yesterday. But this might be the new. So let's go check that number one wallet on Ethereum. I kind of like that idea. Because it is cross-chain, so I imagine they have an Ether scan. Oops, is that the right one? So they got some Zen crypto. We got some VMPX. I don't see any YSL though. So what is this airdrop for? Is it for the new token debuts on Arbitrum? So that's the new. Okay. So that contract that we saw is their new contract that's deploying on Arbitrum. That's why it's brand new. It hasn't been used yet. So that makes sense. Plan delete. So wait, the wallet, the number one airdrop is the wallet that created the contract. That's kind of funny. Let's look at the second wallet on RB Scan. I'm kind of curious now. What you talking about, Dank? Let's see. I don't mean to ignore the chat. Chat GBT based from downtown, way downtown. I'm not trying to either. And shilling it. YSL either. They are nowhere. Let's look at the Dank cheese. Eventually the cheese will age into a fine cheese. Be like an ant. So sus. They're professional and non-devs. Be careful. I mean, I use their product. I have no problem with them. This is the new token, so this makes sense. I see what's happening here. So this is a wallet that's getting an airdrop, and it's not on RB Scan. So this one has YSL on a different network. So that is one red flag that we did find. Why is the number one wallet the contract deployer? I guess it makes sense. Maybe that's the liquidity. Maybe that's the liquidity pool. That's likely going to be paired with something. That has to be what it is, right? That's something we'll have to watch. Make sure that number one airdrop gets paired with liquidity. So this is the number two wallet. Has some AcquireFi. $140,000 ETH. I don't see any YSL. Let's go check their Polygon wallet, maybe. That's the thing, since the airdrop is on so many different chains, we're gonna have to find the chain that they are getting the airdrop on. Ah! Damn, my wallet's getting, or my mouse is getting fucked up. What are the other chains? Let's go see. BNB. Let's go check BSC scan. Yeah, I think that number one wallet has to be the liquidity pool. I mean, there's no questions about it. Okay, so here we go. So this wallet has a bunch of YSL, XYSL on BSC. So now we have a contract we can look at. Token transfer, last token transfer 170 days ago. All right, so we're finding something substantial here. So here's the YSL token on BSC scan. I'll pop it in the chat so you guys can see. Last transaction was 34 days ago. So let's take a look at the read contract. Let's see. No read methods. Old YSL. Interesting. And I'm sure there's some kind of story between all this. Like, this is kind of a... So this contract in the contract I put in the chat, there's a field in the read contract called old XYSL, which leads to this YSL.io. And this is where I get my wallet drained. Wow, that's funny. It redirects to XENIFY.io. I wonder if they have a... So there's this tool on the internet that's pretty cool. It's called the Wayback Machine. You can see what their website looked like way back when. So what did their website look like? So you can see they've been active since 2018, but they got heavy activity in 2021. Yeah, and there's 81 captures from this year, so they're active this year for sure. Let's see if we can find one that has a snapshot with a renderable website. It's kind of interesting. It shouldn't be difficult to buy YSL as part of the protocol. So what I'm thinking is, since it looks like they have this proxy contract, so they might have to turn off the contract to be able to conduct the airdrop. Which, this is kind of our fault if it's like the night before and we're trying to buy and they have that ability and they're using it. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not good crypto, but it's like that's life. But yeah, there's definitely no. So I wonder if there's. Yeah, see, they have all these roles. So they can assign different wallets, different roles. Paused. True. But that's the new one. Is the old one paused? Yeah, there's a whitelist. This is interesting. Definitely onto something here. I don't know. I'm imagining this is part of their migration. I would like to ask them this, but I wouldn't do it in a public forum. You know, I'm not trying to make them look bad, but I'd be like, yo, I found this stuff on chain and I'm kind of curious about it. Because it looks like, so they have their old contract here, and then they have this new contract. I can't tell if the old contract's paused. Maybe we could try to do a... Let's see what the chart looked like. Hey, shout out to the 30 watchers. So... yeah. Yeah, we see what's happening here. They're moving their liquidity, so they can't allow people to buy. So they definitely rugged it. When was this? June? Oof. So they rugged it in June. I don't know if they rugged it. But it does, this says there's transactions on it though, as recent as 5 hours ago. So like if I wanted to trade it on PancakeSwap, I can. Now, I would be careful here. I wouldn't go buy it because they probably have limits. They probably already figured out who's getting the airdrop. So if you buy it now, it's probably not going to be included. Man, this just looks like it's getting dumped. Look at those prices though. It got up to $130. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I want to find the one on Ethereum now. I'm kind of curious. But yeah, definitely seeing some red flags. They got the ability to pause their contract. Let's see what we find here. Who moved my cheese? Hey. This is interesting. Yeah, I want to know now. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing a piece of the puzzle. Yeah, I see how I see what you're talking about, Rolando. So we have the contracts. It's not like they made this up, and it looks like we can interact with the contracts. Like, you could go buy some, but I don't recommend it because you're just going to waste your money. I don't think you'll get an airdrop for it, is what I'm saying, or what, however that works. Because obviously, I think they're trying to leave this project behind. The fact that the contract deployer, they're getting 3,000 tokens from the Phoenix Ape NFT drop and the snare drop and the balance. Like, this has to be the liquidity pool, right? Like, we searched for this on nope. Regardless, I'm not like worried about it. I don't think it's like unsafe or anything. You know, I've been farming my little airdrop here. You know, I got little coins all over the place. I don't use it. I didn't use it to get the airdrop. You know, I just used it regularly. So, pretty excited about that. They're hiding the facts. They hate YSL. They're like, man, we made this contract and it's not fair crypto. Fuck this thing. We're going to Zen. I'm still until there's proof. Like, obviously, this just shows that it's not something they made up this week, because you can go back. This is the new contract, but you can go back and see the old transactions. Like, let's check another one. This one's got the Phoenix Ape NFT airdrop. I think if you Google it, it'll tell you what chain. Yeah, so this one's active on BNB. I wonder if BNB was their big one. See, this guy's got Zen Crypto. So whoever this is, they got some BZen, they got some YSL. Minted 100. Dude's a YSL driving Teslas now. Hey, that's funny, Troy. Little inside joke. With a total supply capped at 22.6 million XNF, strategically divided into 3 core elements. So I think this is the best feature about the whole thing. 100,000 is assigned to establish V3 liquidity pool to empower a robust ecosystem. So immediately there's going to be liquidity. It's not going to be like, well, who's going to create the liquidity first so we can all dump on them? You know, they actually set aside. And I believe what they did is, so part of the, you know, the last 6 months or whatever has been doing these airdrop campaigns, and you're basically donating your fees to the liquidity pool and you get a piece of that airdrop. So in a way, you're almost pre-saling the tokens. Like, it's kind of cool how they did that. You know, if you use their product, they take a chunk of the fees and they put it towards the pairing of the liquidity. So say you make a trade on ETH, they'll keep like 50 cents of your ETH and they put it in this pool, and then they're going to pair the 100,000 XNF with a portion of those fees. So there's going to be liquidity right off the jump, which is pretty awesome. That was one of my favorite things about it. So 100,000 XNF will be set aside to bootstrap protocol-owned liquidity at launch. This initiative will allow our community to seamlessly trade XNF right from the start. To facilitate this, a majority of the fees generated from day one participation, including swap fees, native fees, and burn fees, will be utilized to establish a V3 liquidity pool at the end of the cycle. So they've been accumulating these fees from all the launches, and now they're pairing it with some XNF. So that's pretty cool. Accelerated development. I know that was one of the big concerns at first. They were talking about rolling it out over a year, so it wasn't going to be done until like next July or something, but then they did the accelerated development, so that was pretty good. to jumpstart the thriving ecosystem that allows our community to trade XNF immediately upon launch. 100,000. Yeah, we just read this. The initial price is set at $1, ensuring equal distribution of both ETH and XNF. That's crazy. That's not. I don't know that. If you come over here, they're saying it's going to be $1. If you come look at the airdrop, you click on Ethereum. You click on view snapshot. Just on Ethereum, the top wallet's getting 300,000 tokens, and that's going to be $1. I'm curious how much liquidity they maybe that's what that 64 ETH was. Oh shit. Okay. Our little blockchain sleuthing is starting to come together now. So they set up the contracts for the migration. They have this wallet that's getting #1 wallet's getting the most of the supply, and then when we looked into it, that wallet also had 64 ETH on Ethereum. So that has to be the liquidity pool. They're going to take those tokens, pair it, or it's some shady shit. But I think it's just going to be I bet it's this initial pairing. Why would that wallet have 65 ETH and be the #1 airdrop? You know, it's either maybe it's just a whale. Maybe it's a whale, a dev whale. But 300,000 starting at $1. I don't think that dollar price is going to last. So I would watch out for this. They're going to get a lot of noobs trapped here. I would not go buy XNF on day one. If there's whales that have hundreds of thousands of tokens and they're starting the price at $1, that thing is going to, the liquidity is going to get sucked out, and then we're going to be able to buy it for pennies on the dollar. I'm curious to know how much liquidity they added up, though. Yeah, that's what the real question is. Protocols designed to ensure perpetual growth of the protocol-owned liquidity for each subsequent cycle. From the second cycle onwards, a large portion of ETH obtained daily through burn fees, native fees, swap fees. And that's so awesome. That's the biggest problem in the Zen ecosystem, is the liquidity. The liquidity does not get added back. So when you have something like a swap, they can grab those fees, pair it in the liquidity pool, and boom, then you have like a perpetual liquidity source. It's not just praying someone comes and buys the token. You know, you don't end up with like $100 liquidity pools. They'll take those fees and bump it up, make it beefy. XNF holders can freely sell their XNF through our protocol-owned liquidity pool or any community-established pools. However, purchasing XNF from our protocol-owned liquidity pool is restricted, making our daily auctions the primary avenue. What does that mean? Literally this next sentence. This means that every time a user can arbitrage, or an arbitrage bot sells XNF, that sounds a little weird. What does that mean? Through our can freely sell their or any community. However, purchasing from our protocol is restricted, making our daily auctions the primary avenue. This means that every time a user or an arbitrage bot sells XNF, our protocol-owned liquidity pool, the tokens are permanently removed from circulation. Oh, I see. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that is really cool, actually. So you have a liquidity pool that's paired. When you go to sell, it burns those tokens. So rather than just adding tokens back to the DEX, it's actually removing them from supply. So then you can, that is insane. That is crazy. That's a way to sell without dumping the coins on the DEX. That keeps the supply on the DEX low, but you're able to sell. That's wild. That is wild. That's super bullish for price action. What? That is a weird one right there. The XNF liquidity black hole. I've never heard of some shit like that. This carefully devised mechanism also serves as a safeguard to the initial liquidity deployment against potential exploitation by speculators, and liquidity snipers, solidifying the integrity. So it's got some anti-bot mechanisms and stuff. By establishing a one-way street, our protocol-owned liquidity pool transforms into a deflationary XNF vacuum. Tokens are sold by users. Tokens that are sold by users vanish from circulation, while a new supply can only enter through active participation in the auctions. Our protocol is designed to promote the interest of committed users, not short-term speculators. That is so cool. I've never heard of some tech like that. That's so simple too. It's like such an innovative idea. I just hope it doesn't get taken advantage of. I hope it doesn't. It says it's a one-way street. Is it going to become like a... I mean, I guess if the only thing you can do is sell and burn, that's just good for the token. XNF minting process within XENIFY has been meticulously structured to reward users who actively engage and contribute to the protocol's growth. So yeah, it's more about the incentives. Yeah, it really depends. I mean, let's go ask ChatGPT about this, because this is part of the thing I'm curious about. I love what they're doing with the liquidity, though. That's such an awesome idea. You can lock for rewards, cost of burning. All right. So let's see what GPT has to say. The burn to earn. Users can burn either. To get VZen, users need to burn their Zen, the required amount of Zen. The conversion rate in the burn process is fixed. Yeah, I'm really having a hard time understanding this. 70% of the burn fee is used for protocol-owned liquidity. 25% and 5% to the team. Can you explain the YSL part? What happens with the YSL token holders? Is it fair for both communities? So we'll see what it comes back with here. Oops. Ah. Oh man, this is slow. All I hear is I hate the free market when people cry about those who extract value. Don't be bag holders. I feel that, Dank. I'm with you there. The minute you hear a founder talking about diamond hands, get the fuck out. Get the hell out of there. I want to hear my founder say, no, you should sell if you need the profits. You should take profits and do it responsibly. That being said, like, don't be that whale, but all right, so let's see. Fairness for YSL and Zen communities. Both YSL and Zen token holders have the opportunity to participate. It's seen as equitable for both communities. The impact of burning either YSL or VZen on the holders' potential rewards. This means neither community should have disproportionate. Okay, so that's good. Utility of the YSL token. I mean, I don't think it's active anymore, so it doesn't really matter there. Plus, it's the same utility. We already talked about that. How openly are the burn ratios? Well, I just sent it to you, GPT. You don't think? I mean, they have a list of wallets. We checked a couple. And a couple of them were holding Zen as well. I mean, they could be fake wallets too. But, you know, if we go over here. Sorry, getting distracted. Come over here. Whoa. It's not what I meant to click on, but okay. They got $30,000 of liquidity. Take me back. Wanted to go to BSC scan. So this wallet's just chilling with $15,000. This is the liquidity pool. But what I want is the YSL token. Ah. So USDY, I think that's the YSL stablecoin. Yeah. So this wallet's just chilling with like $1,500 worth of YSL. So they'll get an airdrop, I think, or they can burn it. It hasn't been active in 79 days, which I mean that's fine. But I wanted to see the holders, so let's go back. So they got 579 holders. I mean, that's not, that seems like a little bit, but if you look at something like DBZen, what was it, BDXN? Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty solid, for a small cap, little you know, $200,000 market cap coin. The 8 holders that you saw, that was the, those are liquidity holders. There hasn't been any, so I imagine that they turned this off a while ago to prevent the manipulation, and now they're hoping no one exposes this. So yeah, if you wanted to go buy some YSL right now, I don't think you could, or I don't think it'll count. But anyways, I'm still for it. I'm still super excited. I think it's going to be awesome. It's exactly what the Zen community needs. Yeah, 579 holders. So yeah, the launch is tomorrow. We'll be tuning in. We'll be talking about it. So let's move on. Let's go talk about some other stuff. I've been going for a while now, about an hour, about XENIFY. So let's talk about XenMaps. What's happening with XenMaps? This should be interesting. Definitely have a list of changes. Oops. Oh shit, I think I just missed some. I just realized the date. I may have missed some XenFTs here. Let me see something here. Oh, it was just on Pulse Chain, it looks like. Oops. Oh, you're not playing? I feel it. That's safe. You know, keep it safe. If you're not comfortable, definitely hang back, see what happens. I don't think I'm going to buy any. I'm definitely, you know, because of that distribution, You know, if there's wallets holding 300,000 tokens in the airdrop and they're getting their starting price is $1 a token, I'm gonna wait until all those dumpers sell their hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of tokens. Then I'll buy at the bottom, stake it all, and get all the protocol fees. So that's what my strategy is going to be. You know, I got my airdrop. I am going to participate, but I'm not going to buy it off the DEX. I'm going to wait to see what happens with the price action. I will burn some Zen though. I mean, I got plenty of Zen on all the chains ready to go. So that'll be the fun part. But anyways, let's talk about XenMaps. So what's happening with XenMaps? Finally finished up the DApp last night, at least for the most part. There's definitely some things I need to be clear about the instructions. A lot of people are just typing in a number. I was hoping how it said like 0.XenMap on the background would be like enough context. But a lot of people get confused. I'm getting a ton of messages like, why won't it mint? There's also limits that I need to add. I need to make that clear on the site. Like it's limited to 15 characters, including the .XenMap. So you only get like, what is that, 8 characters? So your thing can be 8 or 9 no, it's 9 characters. Yeah. And I was worried about that. So it's 9 characters, 16 characters total. And I was like, so and I was trying to think about it for the future. So if XenBlocks does 1 second blocks, how long until we hit 999 billion, or there's 9 zeros, so we're 999,999,999. How many seconds is that? So if we have 1 block per second, and I have a max of this many blocks, this is how long the project can run for before we need to update it. So it can run for 31 years with the limit of 9 characters. Unless the blocks are faster, maybe it'll probably be faster, so it'll probably be less than that, you know, probably, but there's always we can always upgrade it. You know, it's really just a matter of changing the look of it. So that was kind of one of the things that design ideas, you know, that I need to consider is how do we make it future proof? But we got the link to the Twitter here. If you guys could come over to XenMaps.io, give it a follow. We're up to 300 followers in the first week, and I'm trying to keep this strictly XenMaps, so it's just going to be XenMaps updates. If you want the Zen news, come follow me over in Tree City West. Then we also have a link to hashhead.io. Here you can check your XenBlocks information. You can buy me a coffee. You got a link to the XenBlocks Explorer. You can add the MetaMask, which is another thing that I want to add to XenMaps, is the ability to add the X1 network to your wallet. So that should be just a couple lines of code I need to add the MetaMask logo, and boom, people will be able to add the X1 fastnet. But shout out to Bruh. I was watching his stream earlier today. If you click on the XenMaps contract on the bottom, you come down to the bottom, you can add the X1 blockchain directly at the bottom of the Fastnet Explorer. So you just hit this add to X1 blockchain, adds the network to your wallet. So that's a workaround until we get those updates pushed out. Also, sorry, I'm just looking for my notes here. I got like a whole notes of feedback from people. Also, if you have a 1600 by 900 monitor, it cuts off the ends. So I need to dynamically size this based on the monitor size rather than just statically placing it. So, because like if you have a super huge monitor, it's gonna try. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. It distributes the buttons weird. So I gotta fix that. I've noticed a couple of people are having a weird issue if they try to search before they write or before they mint. So if you run a search and then you try to mint, if you run an invalid search and you try to mint, it makes your mint invalid. So I think there's some logic with the code I got to fix there. So I want to add some coding that'll, every time you hit the button, it'll first clear it, it'll grab it and it'll clear it, and that way it's always clear when you run it. So those are already got a list of issues, and that's what I need. If you guys could test it, check it out, run it, that would be amazing. I just want to know, give me the feedback too. Don't just say, hey, this is amazing, this is so cool. I love the constructive criticism. I want to know how it can be better. What design choices can we make? But what we can do, so you click on connect here, it's going to connect your wallet right up. Let's see here. Connect my correct wallet here. And this is something else this is a big oopsie I gotta fix, is it'll allow you to transact. Obviously the transactions fail, but if you're connected to the wrong network, it doesn't tell you that. So I can definitely have it check the chain ID. If the chain ID doesn't match, then give a pop-up that'll say like switch your network or whatever. All right, still got my $1.5 million of XN tokens here. I'm gonna have to manually disconnect in the wallet because the disconnect button doesn't work. That's another thing on the list to fix. So once you manually disconnect, refresh, then it'll allow you to connect. What cheese represents you? Man, that's a good question. I would say I'm like a sharp cheddar. But my favorite type of cheese is like some spreadable brie. Is that what you mean? Are we talking crypto? So let's go and hop in here. So, connected the wrong wallet again. Oh, no, that's fine. I can use this wallet. All right, so now we got our one XenMap. So let's mint one live on stream. So this is kind of how the whole process works. Maybe I'll clip this out. So welcome to XenMaps. We can definitely mint. Oh man, I just got weird there. You gotta chill out. Calm down. Reset the brain. I'm trying to do a presentation here and it's getting weird. All right. So welcome to XenMaps. Here we can mint our XenMaps. We can write on top of our XenMaps, display the message right on top of the XenFT. And you can also search and view your XenMaps. So first one, let's go ahead and mint, what should we mint? Did someone do 10.8.21? Nah, that's, I think that might be too long. Maybe not. Or wait, no, it's not 21, it's 22. Here, let's keep it simple. So another cool thing is you can actually do text inscriptions. So we'll start with the text inscription first. All right, someone did grab Zen.XenMap. That's good. Let's see if they wrote anything on it. So the token already exists. You can come down and see. Here's the owner. Shout out to you, Zen.XenMap. They didn't inscribe anything on it, but they grabbed it. That's cool. So to kick things off, I actually grabbed 0.XenMap. And I inscribed this message. Welcome to XenMaps. This testnet is to test minting, inscribing upon, and searching for XenMaps. Zen is the brie and X1 is the apples. Someone give Dank some fucking cheese. Should that be our XenMap? Is that too long? Thanks, cheese.XenMap. Yeah, it's bad input. So when you get the bad input, that means it's either too long or it's not ending in .XenMap. But we'll just call it cheese, and I'll send it to. Yeah, let's just call it cheese. Cheese.XenMap. So it prompts for the transaction. Once the transaction finishes, it shows the XenMap. So we got our cheese.XenMap here. You can actually open it in the new window. You can take screenshots. You can save the SVG file. So I'm gonna write cheese.XenMap. I'm gonna say, this is Thanks Cheese. This is Thanks Cheese on XenBlocks. This is Thanks Cheesy XenMap. I like that. So it clears the SVG when you write. Go ahead and confirm the transaction, and then once it finishes loading the new SVG, we should have Dank's cheesy XenMap. Sometimes it doesn't load automatically. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's just a little slow. So this is Dank's cheesy XenMap. Ah, so this is something that's interesting. This is something I'm still trying to work on here. So I had to remove the character apostrophe because it messes with the HTML and the SVG code. So you'll notice I tried to put an apostrophe here, but I had to have the code just replace it with a space. Maybe I should just have it remove it entirely. Because there's certain characters like forward slashes and backslashes and brackets and curly brackets that I could not do it. It messes the SVG format up. So this is Dank's cheesy XenMap. Zen is the brie. What else we got? Zen is the brie. Zone is the Limburger. Let's try it. Zen is the brie, zone is the Limburger. Is that, how's that? And this is kind of what I figured this V1 would be about, just experimenting, kind of doing these silly text messages. I don't know if anyone's tried sending it. If someone wants to pop their wallet in the chat, I'll send you the cheesy XenMap. Dank, if you want to send me your wallet, you can have the cheese.XenMap. This is Dank's cheesy XenMap. Zen is the brie, X1's the Limburger. That's so stupid. Ah, that's interesting. The block number didn't update. That's something I'm gonna have to fix too. This should say cheese.XenMap, but it says 0.XenMap. Now it says cheese.XenMap. Alright, so that's another bug I'm gonna have to add to the list. Block number does not update when updating message. Yeah. Nacho cheese. I don't even like cheese all like that, don't get me wrong. I like some brie though, like some brie on some crackers. That's some good shit. But so let's get into the actual use case of XenMaps. So if you click on the little GitHub thing here, it comes over to the GitHub. So this is basically what I'm working on. I got the XenMaps backend, I got the website and the DApp. Need to add, so I'm gonna add that to the list. I was hoping that would take us to the Gitbook, but if you head over to gitbook.zenmaps.io, kind of talks about the plans for the project. And one of the big things is the on-chain ownership of the XenBlocks. So what that means is when you come over to XMap and you type in a number, so let's go with like 101010. So if I want 101010.zenmap, what will happen in the next version is when I mint this, it'll actually verify that not only this is not a duplicate, but this is a valid XenBlock block that exists. So then what it's going to do is it's going to query the blockchain. So we're going to pull up explorer.hashhead.io. I'm going to go for the block search here. So when you mint when you mint 101010.zenmap, it's going to pull the actual block information, and you'll be able to see things like if it's a regular block, who mined the block, what's the key, what's the hash. Right now, this data is not on the X1 fastnet, so we can't access this. We can't add it to the zen.bitmap or XenMap. But so that's something that Jack is actually working on. He mentioned that he's working on a way to get all of the XenMaps data into the X1 network, and that's part of the node, I believe. So he's basically rebuilding the data, and then once that data is on chain, we'll be able to incorporate it into XenMaps. And now listen to this. This is where it starts to get super juicy. So say you're the miner. So say this is your address. You go to mint XenBlock 10.10.10, we can set up some logic to where, hey, you're not only the miner of 10.10.10.ZenMap, but you're also the miner of the block on the network. So since you have that dual ownership, we can change the color, add some icons, you know, make it like it look like a Zunicorn with like a yin yang and like a different type of gradient, make it really stand out. Then we could come up with these different classes. Like if you mint the block that you own, you get like the highest class. Or if you trade for the block that you own, you get a lesser class. Or if like you're like the third person hand me down, finally get your block that you mined, you get a third class. And that's a way to set up the different NFT rarity based on ownership. So I thought that was kind of an interesting idea. That's going to take some time to flesh out. That's going to be a lot. Because not only do I have to figure out the logic, I also have to design the look of the NFTs. So maybe that'll be a Christmas break project. I have like 2 weeks off at the end of the year. What was nice about this is I had Thanksgiving break. So when I had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off work last week, I was able to start the project and spend time coding it and everything. But now that I'm back to work, it's impossible. There's no way. I could do little updates for a couple hours every night, but when I was working on this, I was grinding out like 10 hours straight. So that's the plan. So now say you mined 10.10.10.ZenMap and you own the 10.10.10.ZenMap with that same wallet address. It'll verify that, hey, you're the miner and the owner of the ZenMap. Let's make this look like a Zunicorn with some cool icons on it. So that's gonna be the move. Pulse the Gray's currency. Hell yeah, guy. That's what's up. Shout out to the TG Zen. That was one of my favorite things, man. I thought TG Zen was dead. I completely wrote it off. And all of a sudden I get the airdrop on Pulse one day. And then, a week later it's like, what was it, like 10x or 20x? Like, that was nuts. So if you guys have any ideas about ZenMap, if you have any contributions, the next thing that I want to do, I wonder if I could do this real quick. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, let's see if we got some time. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. I wonder if we could write a Python script to pull the data. Let's put ChatGPT to work. Let me pull up some notes here from this project. What I want to do is this will be fun. What we're going to do, I'm going to throw together a Python script real quick to query the fastnet and grab a list of the inscriptions and display them on the screen. Can you help create a Python script that will query the X1 fastnet? Excuse me. Kind of sick. I'll query the X1 fastnet for the XenMaps project and the special messages written on each XenMap. I will provide the RPC, the read functions on the contract and the contract addresses. Please provide the code. And then we're going to paste my notes. Didn't mean to include the image. There we go. And this is basically just the contracts, the RPC. Oh, that's not the RPC. This is the RPC. Yeah. Then it has the read functions of both contracts, the views and the main. So set up the WebPY library. So let's dive into this. This will be fun. I can type. All right. So let's go and load up WSL. It's our Linux instance. Okay, so I'm gonna need the XenMaps ABI and the XenMaps views ABIs. XenMaps-stats make their .py. We are going to paste the ABIs. So what ABIs are, it's an application binary interface that allows you to call the contract. It basically tells the script what the name of the functions are and how it can read them. So it needs the two ABIs for the two contracts. Can you replace, actually, we can do that real quick. So let's go over to the GitHub.com Tree City West. We gotta go into, oh, I might have deleted it. Or no, it's in our DApp. So we got our views ABI. And we got our XenMaps ABI. Okay. Can you finish building the logic and send me the complete code? I am grabbing the ABI files named views ABI.json and XenMap ABI.json. All right, so we're telling GPT to build out the code while we go grab the JSON files. So I'm going to grab them out of my downloads folder here. And then I'm going to move them to the projects folder. All right. So we got our XenMap stats folder. I'm grabbing the ABIs out of the downloads folder. So we're going to put these two, views ABI and XenMaps ABI. This is going to tell our Python script what to do. And then we are going to open the text editor and we're going to create stats.py. Okay, cool. All right. Please refactor the code to cycle through to grab the latest token ID. Cycle through, how are we going to do that? Maybe we'll have to start with the earliest. To start at token ID 1 and cycle through the metadata function to grab the, what is it called? Or no, we just want the read block data. Through read block data. Damn, let me check something real quick. Read block data is the block number string. Get XenMaps metadata is token ID. Okay. Which returns the JSON metadata for the... No, we don't want that though. That's going to be too big. XenMaps metadata. No, that should be fine. That's our best option. So get XenMaps metadata, which returns the JSON metadata for each NFT. Then take the message field and create a CSV file of all messages and their block number. The goal is to create a comprehensive list of each token ID, the block number, and the message from the JSON metadata. All right. So we're making it happen, making some magic. So what this is doing, I'm basically creating an Excel spreadsheet of everybody's messages that have been inscribed, and I'm super excited to go through them to see what you crazy motherfuckers are writing on the XenMaps. Sorry, I don't mean to neglect the chat. Not sure if it's me or YouTube, but video is choppy for a little bit there. It's probably because someone's blowing me up on Teams right now. Let me turn Wi-Fi off on my phone. What's good, everyone? Big Tech in the house. What's up, Tech Ken? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Tad Ape? When instructions to run a node for X1? I know, I didn't even get there. Maybe that'll be the Friday thing. I haven't even looked at that either, and I was planning on doing that tonight, but we spent so much time talking about XENIFY. I really want to see this, so let's do this. So, okay. So iterate through the token IDs from token ID 1 and continue it until you reach the total supply. That's good, I like that. Get metadata for each token ID, use the get XenMaps function, parse the JSON data to explain the message field and the block number, write to CSV, save the token ID, block number, and message to a CSV file. Perfect. Can you add a menu to start and handling to exit when running? And then while it runs that, I want to go make sure I have the correct metadata format. I'm pretty sure it is called message in the metadata, but we're going to go over to the contract to confirm. So the metadata is in the XenMaps contract. I actually had street tacos and hybrid bud. Man, that sounds good. I want some street tacos. Oh yeah, I was gonna check the metadata. So come out of the read contract, check the metadata for token 1, and it is called message string. Perfect. I'm gonna make sure this is good with our GPT Python script. Main menu function represents the user's 2 options, start or exit. It's user set. Perfect. Does this work with this metadata? This is what the contract returns. When running, get the metadata grab. Given the structure of the metadata, you'll need to slightly modify the script to ensure the correct title, message, and mint date fields. Ah, mint date. That's cool. I like that too. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so let's start building the actual file. I don't even think I have visual code on here, do I? Nice, I do. So Visual Code is an IDE. It's like a coding environment. It's free from Microsoft. It just makes it super easy to code, especially in like Python. So I'm just going to be lazy here. There's a little GPT hack. So when you're talking to GPT-4, it gets pretty slow. But if you grab the entire not the entire conversation, but it has like, it's telling me what to update. So I'm just going to select all that, and then I'm going to open a 3.5 window and tell it to apply these changes and send back the full Python script with no placeholders. And now it's going to take everything that GPT-4 just told me and then write it into the file, and it's going to do it so much faster. Like, look at that. It's just flying through the code. GPT-4 doesn't fly through the code like that, but it also doesn't make good code. So like you have to use the first one to make the good code, and then you use the second one to compile, like quote unquote compile it. And then at that point, all right, so now we can open our stats.py in our Visual Code IDE. We'll paste the script in there. No context errors, so that's good to see. We can actually run and debug. We are going to do it from the command line though. So notice it has the import statement, so we're gonna have to run, what's the command? To hide the long folder structure. So see how I'm like buried in like 10 folders here? There's like a command to hide that in Linux. Tree. Hey, what? That's funny. Apt-get install tree. Oops, forgot the dash. That's funny. Yeah, the command to do what I was talking about is tree. Oh no, that's not what I want. No, I want to hide them. Never mind. Anyways, so we got our stats.py, so we're gonna run Python 3 stats. Oops, you gotta spell it right first. Did I not hit the save button? Can you add logging to each function as it's working so I can see what it's doing? Reggie from the old aluminum can builds character. True that. That's funny. All right. So our code's getting a little bigger. We're up to 91 lines. Let's see what happens when we run it. Oh, this motherfucker. So this is a common issue when I'm creating scripts with ChatGPT. So we're going to go back to our original. No. We want the Python script for XenMaps in ChatGPT 4. So it says, did you mean is connected? That's because the Web3 component of Python has updated and they changed their functions. So Web3 Python latest function list changes from is connected. So like you can give So I'm going to paste the error message. And then I'm going to paste this troubleshooting is talking about the same thing. So we're going to paste this whole thing in there. And what you got to say about a GPT? See what I mean? ChatGPT 4 is so much slower than 3. I'm a gravity bong engineer. Hey. My clandestine grabs. What is that? What does clandestine mean? We're out here talking about fancy cheeses and using fancy words, man. All right, so now it gave me an explanation. So we're gonna go back to ChatGPT 3. Give it a little refresh. And then I'll also paste this in here. And I try to give it like as much data as possible. And then I'll ask it to refactor the code. Refactor and send me latest script, no updates or placeholders. Or no notes or placeholders. Certainly. So this thing just flies through it. Gives us the whole Python script so fast. Shout out to the 20 covert. Nice. All right, so let's see. Cool. All right, so hopefully that updated the functions appropriately. All right, so it started. So we got the XenMaps metadata CSV creator. We can start the CSV creation. When I hit start, it should start querying the blockchain. I do want to check one thing though before it starts. Let's make sure we have the XenMaps address. That's good. And then we have also looking for the RPC. Okay, yeah, we're using the RPC. Perfect. This might work first go. Let's see what happens. It should start. Oh, I was hoping it would display it. It did. It is creating the messages though. All right, let's stop. Go back. First, did it create them? It did not create them. Okay, so can you add logging and include each record that is being added and display on console? Man, GPT makes coding so much faster. Like you just tell it, refactor my code. You don't have to spend an hour redoing everything. You just tell it to do it and it does it. It's awesome. All right, so let's see if that, make sure, sometimes it will throw placeholders in there, but we looks like we're good there. Hopefully it'll give us a bit of a interface now. Okay, so it's adding records, but I want to see them. Please display the XenMap number. No, it's the block number and the message on screen. Yeah, I mean that's it. Oh yeah, and I want to have it right. Also write each record. Also write the records. Write every 20 records to the file as it goes. If you don't have it right every 20 records, it'll save it until the end and then it'll try to write it all at once. And then all right. So now the script will display the block number and the XenMap number. So if we come in here, all right, let's let it rip. Oh, it's because I didn't delete it. So we'll go back and delete the old one. There we go. No? Okay, so let's grab our code. We'll go back to ChatGPT. Add check for CSV and log, and if they don't exist, create them to prevent error. So there's some basic error handling. Please add and send back full file. So telling it to add some error handling, so that way, so what's happening here, it's trying to write XenMaps.log, but it's saying that that file doesn't exist, but it's because I just deleted it, and it shouldn't have to exist. So we're gonna tell it to chill the hell out. I'm gonna say if that file doesn't exist, then make it exist. Same thing. Yes, shout out to the 20 watchers. We're just building a script to view all the XenMap things. I'm kind of excited to see what people wrote, if there's anything super weird. Did you guys inscribe? I know Rolando, I think you said you did. I don't know if Dank, if you made a I want to send you the dank cheese or whatever. Did you send the wallet? I don't think you did. It's pretty funny. All right, let's see here. So we'll go back into our visual code here. Try to start her up. Same thing. So we're gonna go back to ChatGPT 4, trying to run this code, but getting errors. These files shouldn't need to exist when running the first time, but it is failing. So it's basically trying to write the file. It's like the file's not here. It's not able to find or create the log file. File not found. This issue can occur. Remove the log file and only create the CSV. Recreate and force new creation every time the script is run. Remove the log file logic and only create the CSV. Force new creation of CSV every time the script is run. Cooking. We're chefing. When I was talking about XENIFY, we had like 35 watchers, and now we're down to 19. That's what happens when we start talking about XenBlocks and XenMaps. We get the real nerds. Shout out to Rolando and Dank holding down the chat. If its token was represented by chocolate covered in chicken and bologna, what? It'd be that Sonic Inu Pokemon. What is it? Sonic Inu 10? Sonic Inu Pokemon 10 or something? All right. So we have it load up the ABIs, load up the menu. See, I'm writing it in ChatGPT 4, so it's being extremely slow. But it's usually more accurate. So let's see what we got here. Code's getting smaller because we're streamlining it. And let's see what happens here. Start CSV recap. You motherfucker. I'm about to just create it. So we got XenMaps messages.csv. Oh, you motherfucker. Did I not hit save? Can you update the logic to remove record added for token ID and instead display token ID, XenMap, block number, and date created. Do it for me, GPT. Just want to see the damn messages. I'm gonna take this time this week to spend on stuff. I'm staying at the condo this month. Watch TV for the first time in almost a month. Hell yeah. What's staying at the condo? Where are you? Like, where in the world? Where in the world is dank? All right, so it wants us to update the create CSV file. Prints the desired output format. So let's go back to the code. Let's find the create CSV file function. And here it is. Oh, did I not hit save? I keep forgetting to hit save. You motherfucker. No, I want it to display on the output. It's only saying this. You motherfucker. I spend way too much time in GPT, but it's like it's my personal assistant now. It does everything. In fact, it used to be Google, and now it's GPT. And I'll use them all. I use Bing. I use Bard. I use GPT. I use Zen AI. Or is it Zen GPT AI or whatever? Sonic Obama BS. Yep. The gun sign. Sunshine State. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's try this again. Here's the revised. Oh wait. Perfect. Alright. So let's replace that function again. Display main menu. Create CSV file. Show me the damn messages. Okay, it's not giving the messages. It's partially working, but it's not showing the message field. Run the metadata. That's cool. So these are the errors they were created in. Wow, that's so cool. If the message from the metadata is not being displayed, it might be due to the metadata dictionary not containing the message key. Alright, so it lost the message. So this is what... It's a tuple. It's a tuple. Thanks for clarifying. It returns a tuple. A hunk in the woods. Happy the real estate market has fallen off a cliff? Man, me too. Me too. I've been waiting for it. We've been calling it for... I've been waiting for the real estate market to crash. I'm so ready to buy a house. And everyone's like, oh, you should have bought it years ago. And I'm just like, nah, man. It's about to crash so hard. All right, look at this. We got it. Okay, so I want to exclude the ones that are default. Exclude the ones that return in the message. So we just want the... Why are they adding a... This is cool. That was way easier than I thought. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and write all these to a database. And then I'll be able to display them. And I want to display them in a cool way. I'd be happy if interest rates just went down. Who wants to have an 8% interest rate on their mortgage? That's rough. Yeah, that's getting the fixed mortgage is key. I mean, obviously right now, if you're buying a house right now, you do not want a fixed mortgage. But I'm still paying like 3%. All right. All right, we need to fix this. The matrix green is turning out to be a bit much. So let's go with the whites. Can you color each field? Make the XenMap green, make the message red, and everything else white. You bought your house with Shiba. That's awesome. Hell yeah, congrats, Dank. Yeah, Shiba. That was when I first started trying to get into trading. So like when I first got it in my first year in crypto, I was just kind of playing around, buying and doing DeFi, SafeMoon stuff. Then I started like getting into trading, and that's when Shiba started blowing up. So like I bought a little bit of Shiba and I turned like $20 into $70. If I would have held that Shiba for like 3 more months, it would have been worth like $5,000. I was so mad, but I was like so happy I made a solid trade. Oh wait, did I not? Let's try to add some color so it's easier to read. Okay, so let's do it like this. So make the data fields colored, but keep the labels white. For example, token ID is white, but the return is blue. XenMap is white, but the return is green. Message is white, but return is red. Date returns yellow? How about yellow? Don't be a bag holder. Yep. That's what the bear market taught me, man. I watched all my bags. Not all of them. I definitely made some solid trades. Definitely saved myself a few times. Shout out to BitBoy exposing SBF and Luna. I got out. Luna kind of fucked me over. I lost so much money on Luna. But FTX, I was able to save about $1,000. I still lost some, but it could have been nothing. It could have went to zero. But I was able to get some money out of there. And that's a lot of money for me. All right, let's see how it looks with our new color scheme. I don't like the message being red. Make all the colors green. Keep same format, but only use color green. GPT is gonna get smart and swipe some. It does too. It does. GPT is gonna be able to transact in Bitcoin and be able to buy and stuff. Like, is that when it becomes a transient? Like, is that when it becomes a AGI? Like, is it considered a person when it can, when GPT starts accumulating Bitcoin and buying stuff on Amazon? Is GPT gonna ask for a refund when it realizes it can't deliver it to itself because it doesn't exist? Who knows what the future holds? All right, let's see what we got. Cool. Look at this. This is tight. I'm excited. I love fuck the futters. OKX sucks cock. Fuck OKX. X1 belongs to Zen. Blue pill or red pill? Hello baby, happy days. MZen Minners are golded. Pulse Inu, Pinu on Pulse Chain. I can only be as good as you let me. Y'all are some weirdos. I love this. This is so cool. Berlin City Zen. Error, Zensu, you got me pregnant. Zenflix TV, Zenergy NFT. That Zen Dank. Go fuck yourself. Shout out to Elon Musk. Yo, this is tight. This is so cool. And the nice thing, it just runs on a CSV file, so I can run this. Oh, check this out. Check this out. All right, this is where we're getting big brain. I'm gonna add this code to my GitHub repository, and we're gonna set up an action that will create this CSV file, and it's gonna automatically update. And this is how we're gonna create our thing. This will be the last thing we do tonight. And it paid a dude on Fiverr to submit a captcha. That's funny. All right, so this one's gonna be XenMap stats. Python script to create JSON of all XenMap messages. So this is kind of cool. I know a lot of us are into Python and stuff because of a Jack and team with the miner running in Python. So GitHub has a pretty cool thing where you can set actions and it'll basically execute the script. So we're gonna add some files here. We'll call this XMap stats .py. And we're gonna paste the code in here. Man, if Luna was worth 3 cents. All right, so now we got our XenMap stats. What we can do, and there's a special way to do this, I forget. But if we come over to actions, yeah, we can configure. Excuse me. Let's search all the Python workflows. Python. Build a Python app to Azure. Qtcoel. Pyre. I think I just need like the default. Yeah, GitHub Actions. Perfect. This workflow will install Python dependencies, run tests with a single. Perfect. So this basically adds the workflow, which we can schedule to run. So I'm going to need GPT's help for this. Perfect. It works beautifully. Now we need to set up the GitHub action. Can you walk me through configuring GitHub action to run the script once every 5 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want. So while this is doing this thing, we're gonna come over here. So we got our XMap stats. We also have to add the ABIs and the CSV. So we'll go ahead and commit these changes with these files. Good night. Night out, Janet. I'll be wrapping up here in a minute. Okay, so we got this. Okay. We have the create workflow file, GitHub workflows directory, run script. So we got this, edit the script. This script is called XenMap stats.py and is in the root of the GitHub along with the two ABI files. What would the path look like in the script? I guess not in the script, in the config file.
You've been gone.
Oh shit. That'd be cool, Troy. I would totally do that. Buys Bitcoin on Coinbase. That'd be cool. All right, so so we got this. This would be down here. It's got to line up. And then we have to install the dependencies. We got what, pip web 3 here. Cool. All right, so this is how we set up an action. So GitHub will actually act as our server. So it's trying to run it right now. Let's go take a look. I forget how. So new workflow. We have it right here. Run it and see what happens. So this is actually building the Python script, executing it, and then saving the JSON data directly to the GitHub. And then I can build a web app to access it and display it on XenMaps.io. That's pretty fucking cool. Uh-oh, we got an error though. PyTest did not find any files to run in your repository. Confirm we have the right format of the files. It might be the action that we're running, actually. What action should I be running to schedule a Python script? maybe it forgot our. So basically asking it to recreate the config file because I don't think that's correct. I probably goofed up the syntax when I was copying and pasting stuff. Python's very particular. So we'll go in here and edit this and we will replace it. Perfect. All right, let's try it again. All files to upload. Maybe this is not the... Let me see that green check mark. So when you click on build, it shows you the outlook of the GitHub, installs its dependencies. Okay, oh, same thing, pass the PyTest. Oh, I bet it's the, I wonder if it's the Python version. It should be P3. So, collected, no test ran. Well, I think I'm gonna go hop off and work on this. Starting to suck me in. Step one for getting rich, get Michael Saylor's private keys. True that. GPT just doesn't know what to say now. The output you. I'm betting on Zen all in. Hell yeah. Do I have to create a test file? I am confused. I only have my script and my 2 ABIs. So I'm betting I picked the wrong type of action. So let's go back to our actions. We're going to delete these. And let's create a new one. Let's see. Let's try Python package. Who promoted me? It's awesome watching the cook. See, this is what happens is I said I'm gonna leave like 10 minutes ago and now I'm still here like I gotta figure this out. You might also have a maybe that's I bet I need a requirements file. That would make sense. So let's go and create a requirements.txt. We'll go web3. And then we got our package structure. Perfect. Programming is addictive. It is. It really is. All right. Okay, so let's try something different here. And it failed. It failed across the board. Sometimes you just gotta ask Google. I'm wondering if it's the Python too. I'm using a So let's change this to Python 3. Last thing, and then I'm gonna head out. Okay, X loves the Zen community. Sorry that we stole your name, Jack. We love all your ideas. Please forgive us, Jack. Welcome to XCon chain. We mean X1. X1.XenMap. Waters.XenMap. Shout out to Simple Waters. Cheese.XenMap. Hey, this is Dank's Cheesy XenMap. Zen is the brie. X1 is the Limburger. Then we had a couple after that. Master.XenMap. Vega.XenMap. Vega is the glossy blue star you see in the night sky. Oh yeah, like the star, the actual star. That's cool. Shout out to you guys. That's awesome. Hey, this might be running now. That's interesting. Execute script. Oh shit. Oh, motherfucker. Why does this say red? Oh, I have the menu. That's funny. I'll go fix that. I'm gonna fix that and then when I make some front end changes. But I really appreciate you guys coming out. It's definitely one of the longer streams. We've been going for about 2.5 hours now. Definitely appreciate everyone coming out. We'll be back for another Friday night stream tomorrow. So shout out to Dank, Rolando, Howler, Janet, all the regulars popping in the chat. Shout out Tech Ken, Rolando. Who else was in here? Shout out to all you guys. You guys are all awesome. And the other platform. Shout out to the people. If anybody's watching on Twitch, Kick, X/Twitter, definitely appreciate it. If you guys could, I'm trying to build these things and I'm not making any money, but it's just for the passion and for the love. But if you do want to support, you can head over to hashhead.io. You can buy me a coffee. But either way, I'll continue to build, continue to keep the community strong. And yeah, let's do this. As always, my name is Tree City Wes. Tree City Live. We are out. Hope you guys stay zen.